The setup for the scene is they just finished the last day of school. So the boys, Chris, Curtis, Simon, and Gary are going to celebrate the last day of school with a sleepover party. And so their mom's taking them to get some pizza and then rent some movies, and they'll go back to Curtis's house. Curtis's mom parked a Mercedes wagon in front of a little pizza parlor. Gary looked up and saw the familiar brick exterior and immediately felt a sense of comfort. The House of Pizza was his favorite takeout restaurant. He loved everything about it. He loved the pizza, the steak and cheese grinders, and how the cashier always called him boss. Curtis's mom took a $10 bill out of her purse and handed it to Curtis. "I'll go in and order the pizza. You boys run to the video store and pick out a movie." "Thanks, Mom. Can you order an extra large with cheese and pepperoni?" "That seems a bit excessive, don't you think, Curtis?" A wave of panic washed over Gary. "Come on, Mom, we're starving." She paused for a moment and thought about it. "Okay, sweetie, extra large it is." "Well played, Curtis," Gary thought to himself. "Well played." The boys hopped out of the wagon and crossed the parking lot. "We should rent one of those cool skateboard videos," Chris said as they walked through the entrance of the store. The video store was jam-packed with VHS tapes organized by every genre known to man. Movie posters were plastered on the walls, and there was a doorway at the back of the store with a navy blue curtain that hung almost to the floor. "I'm down," Simon said. "Tony Hawk is rad." "Yeah, he is," Chris said. Gary perused the comedy section. "Let's rent something funny." "I have a better idea," Curtis said. Let's check out the horror movies." Simon and Chris looked at each other, smiled, and nodded. "Guys, check it out," Gary said. "They have the Cannonball Run." "Guys?" Gary turned around and they were gone. He headed down the aisle in search of the horror section. A guy with tattoos and a long beard stepped out of the back room and closed the curtain. Gary noticed that the curtain caught a snag and didn't close all the way. "Sweet baby Jesus," he thought to himself. It wasn't his nature to break rules, but this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and Gary wanted to seize the moment. He needed to seize the moment. As if guided by supernatural forces, he casually walked towards the doorway. He pretended to browse for movies and even picked one off the shelf. He looked up and saw a sign next to the doorway. Written in big, bold letters was "Adults Only." He had never been this close to the sign before. Never. "Play it cool. I'm just browsing for movies. Nothing to see here." Gary glanced over his shoulder and made sure the coast was clear. He took a deep breath, then poked his head through the doorway. He quickly scanned the room. Skin was everywhere. He felt dizzy, and the room began to close in on him. He was truly a stranger in a strange land. He ducked out of the doorway. "Holy shit," Gary said under his breath. Then he ran to the horror section. "Guys, you're not going to believe it." "How about the blood-sucking freaks?" Curtis asked. "That movie looks ridiculous," Simon said. "Ridiculously good." "Guys, you're not going to believe it," Gary said again, this time louder and with a sense of urgency. "What's up, Gary?" Chris asked. "I just got a bird's-eye view of the secret room." They knew exactly what Gary meant by the secret room. After numerous failed attempts to sneak a peek, they had never managed to even catch a glimpse of the mysterious room, let alone penetrate its passageway. They huddled up. Chris grabbed the collar of Gary's t-shirt and twisted. "What did you see? Tell us everything." "Spare no details," Curtis said. "Boobs," Gary said. He looked at them individually. Lots of boobs. "Anything else?" Simon said. "Possibly a butt." "Is that it?" Chris asked. "That's it. My heart is still racing." "I can't believe it," Simon said. Curtis shook his head. "So jealous." "Can I help you boys find something?" the clerk asked. The boys were caught off guard and jumped. "No, sir." Curtis grabbed the closest movie he could reach. "We'll take this."
Yeah. Thank you. All right.